that gave me that final decision. People cannot even think about that. Give me more. Tell me more. So guys, me right here with my new friend. I don't know how I can name it. Maybe you can give the name for it. Maybe I can throw it away after. We're gonna test our Quotex strategy today. This one is gonna be a little bit like, how to say that? That's a short strategy. So it's just gonna be combined of these two indicators. You know that I don't like it much when it's just two. For me, I have this feeling it's not enough. It's not enough. I can add something. It's gonna be better. That's the bad feeling. But anyway, I'm gonna test it. And my recommendation, if you just have this feeling, please just add some more indicators. And let's start it. Let's see how this market gonna be for us today. 605.52 for a start. Nice start, and I think that's gonna be the nice result after. And Vortex as the indicator. I kind of like it. It's reliable. It's nice for some short trends. That's the good one. And also you can actually, and of course, predict some long trends with it. Here's going to be the Abuse Power, the second one. Cannot say that these two indicators is enough for the massive and I don't know, like big, nice working strategy, but we're going to test it. Of course, maybe we needed just to add something like this exact fractal at least, or something like that, you know, just a tiny, easy, nice indicator that it's not changing a lot, but anyway, giving us some more info right here on the chart. But as I decided, we're gonna start to test it and see how it's gonna be just with these two indicators. So I'm gonna leave it and start. And not even watching these indicators, I can tell you that's the peak and we just sliding downward. That's kind of definite. To see that type of situation is maybe the first thing that you actually learn, and right after trying to find some verification from the indicators is the second thing that you need to learn also. Let's see. Even you can just see right here in front of the monitor with your smile on your face and just like, give me more. Tell me more. I'm just gonna collect it and have it. Don't forget, the vortex, the crossing of that lines mean the changing, just the changing of the trend, of the possible change. What about this one? Sometimes these long candles, such as this orange one, seems like a mistake or something rapid, some rapid change that is actually you cannot rely on. But right here, I still think that's still gonna be the downward trend, but I don't believe that it's gonna be maintaining for the 1 minute that we are actually having in trading, because all these previous fluctuations were kind of short compared, of course, with this such, I don't know, like a 2-3 hills before. That was the longer one, but right here we are just like that. And the Abuse Power, of course, now when we have all these candles, it is reacting. What about the vortex? So that was the crossing and was the changing. Now, even with the vortex, even when you see that lines trying to cross each other, you can actually read it as the change. Right here it's kind of hard to tell you about like closing or opening. People cannot even think about that. It's enough when you just see that that's changing, open or closing, that means changing, and you check the chart but not the vortex, because if you're going to keep it, so if it's opening, for example, this is getting downward, if it's closing, it's getting upward. That's a little bit too heavy, but watching just the chart, and then vortex is going to be, in my opinion, more useful. And this one is, I think, the first one that's just about getting downward after the peak. Still, but maybe in the situation where actually crossing didn't happen, this thing about opening and getting, no, I don't think you need to actually think about that. Let's see, that's kind of clear that we gotta get downward. The abuse power, just double that. Let's see. Not that drastic, not that obvious, but estimated level perfect. It's just perfect because we are at the peak and we enter just in the beginning of this trend. And that's what actually makes, this bet quite safe. Here, just a little bit. We gotta get back. We gotta get upward because it's going to be endless, and that's already, or just the middle or the end, maybe in that case of that trend. So we gotta get upward right after. And of course, with this type of candles, with this period of the short candles, with this, situations like green and orange, sometimes with these tiny candles, it seems like the high volatility in that type of situation where it actually not. Because the longer candle would be just moving, right here inside. So all the movement gonna be inside of that candle. But with this tiny one, it couldn't be that. So it is the solution of the colors, of course, the size of the candles also. And sometimes you get a little bit misguided, but that type of fast changing candles. But anyway, even reading that tendencies, I think zigzag may give us like the impression that we're gonna get downward, that we are sliding, the massive tendency of getting downward, and that also may give us some wrong expectations, and maybe actually it is like that, but at the moment, so it is getting downward, but these steps, oh my god, that's, I would say, definitely the plateau. Changed, definitely the plateau, and right here, the very first impression gonna be, we're gonna get downward. We're gonna get downward. But and this is what actually happened. That's the plateau, and we're gonna get downward. The vortex crossed, but my expectation right here, and you may see it, I made it for the upward bet. So what I want to skip at, I want us just to follow what we are having right here. Look already at the Beer's power. Beer's power is sometimes working a little bit in advance. It is reacting on the candles, but it's not that sensitive. Not that perfectly sensitive. And look at the vortex. Yes, you may see it's crossing again. I don't know what actually, maybe it was, I don't know, the main thought that gave me that final decision, but that happened before. That plateau, then upward. Again, that flat, that plateau. In some cases, I might say there could be the continuation of this high volatility, because plateau is a high volatility situation. In that case, you know that it's actually sometimes you can be both profitable if you're going to get even downward or even upward, and that's crazy. But I didn't expect maybe that it's going to be like that exactly. So that type of situation where it's that complicated and it's not a hills, that's something crazy and different. If you are unsure, please better ignore it, because that's actually complicated. This is just the end. Been a pleasure to trade today, just like that. I don't know, I'm just unreasonably happy. And this is actually what makes the life beautiful, of course, what makes the trading beautiful, what makes you to make some decisions. You're just not in a rush. You're just not mad. You're not depressed. You're just calmly relaxed and making your own decisions. That's what I love in this life.